Good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Chris with Prison Reformers Ministries for our daily message today. It comes from 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 1 through 7. Wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the world, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. When they see the purity and reverence of your lives, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfailing beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. For this is the way the holy women of the past, who put their hope in God, used to adorn themselves. They submitted themselves to their own husbands, like Sarah, who obeyed Abraham and called him her Lord. You are her daughters, if you do what is right and do not give way to fear. Husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. Relating to unbelieving spouse. Many people find themselves in a marriage to an unbeliever as a result of coming to salvation or rededication to Christ after marriage. In such a situation, the believer is to live God's love in such a way that it permits the whole family situation. Much as yeast swells to cause a whole loaf of bread to rise, according to God's word, there is reason to expect His grace to impact both the spouse and the children, drawing them to Christ. Peter exhorts that while the continual words of a believing spouse may become a nagging irritant, their changed and loving behavior is a more persuasive testimony, as they manifest love not in word but in deed. The book of 1 Peter challenges us to live godly lives even in the midst of trial, suffering, or persecution. Circumstances do not affect godly principles for living, whether you are being loved or cursed. You are to bless whether you will be embraced or persecuted. Your life and testimony are to witness to the hope of salvation in Jesus Christ. Consistency in godly living despite circumstances is the true test of growth in godliness. Women, place greatest value on the inner beauty of the heart. Seek to have a peace and humble spirit which is precious to God. Men, have a peaceful and humble spirit. Be understanding of your wife. Honor her as an equal heir of salvation, so that your prayers will not be impeded. This is so true, because I had turned away from God, and my wife spent 61 days praying over me to get me to come back to God. And for that I thank her. I broke away from my fear of preaching, because that was what I was called to do in 2008. And so the power of prayer does work, everyone. It states it in the red letters and in the Bible that prayer works. And I am a testament to that. My wife craved so much for a Christian couple that she prayed over me for 61 days for me to come back to God, because I had moved so far away. And that's why I pray for her every day, to keep her Christian strength, so that we can be a Christian couple. Because when we got married, we became one flesh. And now we are striving to become one spirit together, to lead this church that we have started. And I just hope that you all can see that even if you're married to an unbelieving partner, as long as you turn to God and pray to God, you can keep that strength and you can turn that unbelieving partner to Christ. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and may God bless you today.